Hi everybody, I am Lady Stars and Fire. My real name is Michelle Espinosa, and this is the weekly healing messages for August 27th through September 3rd. Now, you can go back and check my Facebook page because I pretty much just posted the runes for the week, which is Induus, Dagaz, and Iwaz. And Dagaz is written all over the astrology, as well as we were given Dagaz this week. But this week, within this energy of these three, it kind of coincides really well with all of the astrology for this week. This week is definitely about overcoming some obstacles, overcoming some karmic related situations, but it's overcoming the breakthrough and coming into a new consciousness as we move forward. However, we are reminded of your four, and you need to take time to nourish your four, which is your physical, your mental, your emotional, and your spiritual. Without that being in check, everything is already going to be out of whack, and you're not going to move forward quite as well. So with that being said, let me get into the astrology for the week. Like I said, I feel very good about the week, but there's a little bit of, you got to work through some of this in order for it to become that good week. Now, Mars is going direct on the 27th. Hallelujah, because I can't handle Mars being in retrograde anymore, personally, for myself. But Mars is going direct in Capricorn. Will not be in Capricorn for long. It will be moving into Aquarius. But we are now finally going in a direct direction. We're moving forward again. Next week on the 6th, Thursday, Saturn will also be going direct. So all these energies are finally starting to move forward again. We are in between the full moon and the new moon now. So we should have just been evaluating those that was not serving us and what didn't work for us and is not any good anymore, letting go of it and starting to move towards the preparations of the new moon and what we will try to set into action after that new moon. So this is a good time for that shifting, like I said, of realizing what has to let go, what needs to be changed, and how we'll start to change it, even though you're not ready to actually make those changes yet, because you don't really want to start bringing that to light until we hit that new moon. Now, with that being said, the moon definitely this week is shaking up some influences, and it will rattle you a little bit. It's moving from Aries to Pisces to Taurus and into Gemini. So as we get into Aries Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, it's a little bit more of me energy, basically. It's a great time for starting to put that fire in action and set a new direction, even though we could get bored with it very easily. You want to stick with that. Now, Taurus, we want the more luxury. We want more comfortable. We want to be more loved, and we want to enjoy. And there's nothing wrong with that as we hit the weekend. Gemini, though, as we come into Sunday and Monday, we're going to start really looking at things from both points of view. I call Gemini Jekyll and Hyde a lot. You don't really know which side you're getting, Jekyll or Hyde. Now, with that being said, like I said, the moon is going to be shaking it up. Do not forget, though, the sun just moved into Virgo. And that's a great thing, because the sun is all about bringing your shine forward, bringing that illumination of who and what you are, the core, forward. And as it's getting in Virgo, it's also going to be going through the organizational skills of how to bring that shine up, how to make your illumination glow, basically, how to make you rise in that area. It's the lie detector. It has the finger pointer of what's right and what's wrong. So as we're going through that, that's a great thing to help us move forward. Don't forget, though, Virgo has Ceres in it, which is also going to be speaking of your karmic obstacles, your threefold theory, and nourishment itself. And are you lacking in it for yourself and for others? So the sun is going to bring these energies up to help bring you rightfully forward in a most healthy way. But Ceres is going to make sure that that threefold and that the illumination of nourishment is being met. If not, it might be a little painful. I'm just being honest. Now, also you have Venus, which is in Libra, which is speaking to us of our relationships in general. But don't forget, Venus is not alone in Libra. Okay, Venus is there talking with Haumea and Make. So it's speaking to us of our collective consciousness within what Venus carries. Okay, Venus is not about love. Venus is about our senses, and it speaks to us of how we can communicate and use those senses to charm our way. Okay, but it also speaks to us of what we like and what we don't like, what hurts and what we love. So it helps direct us in the directions of where we should be because of those senses. Senses and touches as well. Like I say, if you put your hand in a hot oven at 365 degrees and you grab that pan without a pan holder, you burn the shit out of your hand. That's Venus telling you don't do that shit, basically. Okay, with that being said, we do have some positive energies this week. We have a grand trine all week, and it's going to be there for quite some time, but let me still explain it. Uranus, which is in retrograde, in Taurus, is speaking to Saturn and Vesta in Capricorn and Sagittarius, as well as the Sun back in Virgo. So our independence, our individuality, our uniqueness, our freedom, with our self-worth, our self-esteem, and our self-values, is speaking to Saturn, rules, walls, and boundaries. And where are they right and where are they wrong? Where do they need to be corrected? Why aren't they corrected? Rules, walls, and boundaries. It's its last week in retrograde. So it's going to test you on if those rules, walls, and boundaries are right. But it's communicating directly with Vista in that 9th house, which is going to be speaking to your higher self and your soul fire, the home and the hearth, of what it is that burns inside of you that needs to be met for those rules, walls, and boundaries to be set properly. Then goes back around, the trine does, to the Sun and helps you illuminate yourself properly. So this is a great positive energy as we move through this month. Now, you also have, it's like a little itty bitty triangle, but it's not really an aspect, basically. But it's a powerful energy is what I'm being told from them. You have Neptune sextiling Pluto, which is sextiling Jupiter, which then is trining Neptune. So this is magic at its finest, as long as you're not in denial. Creating new, getting rid of what was no more. It's a change in a situation with your outer community that's going on, because Pluto is magnifying it and bringing abundance in, and it's bringing manifestation in. However, make sure you're doing it from a positive point of view, because we are dealing with Jupiter. So if you're bringing abundance and manifestation in to a change in a negative form, it's just going to get worse. You need to make sure that you're staying in a positive aspect. Now, we also have, for sextiles this week, Chiron is sextiling Mars. And your universal house, Chiron, still is in retrograde. And so it's still reevaluating things that need to be corrected as we start that first universal house. Speaking to Mars of our passion, our aggression, our fire, our action, and our sexual energies in general, because Mars rules sex. And it is in the outer community, but I'm telling you, dealing with Chiron, this is a healing energy as it's moving forward now, but it is going to be overcoming something that you're in denial about, something karmically that you are in denial about as well. Now, you have Pluto sextiling Jupiter and Neptune. So I spoke of that already, but this is where we have a little shift here. So you have Pluto sextiling Jupiter within that universal 8th house of Scorpio. So it's all about recreating. It's all about being fertile in a new way, and relationships and what they're responsible for. The magic is there to help create it, but Jupiter is squaring Mercury and Pallas and Leo. That creative energy, Mercury and Pallas, that strategic thinking and that communication is kind of being blocked a little bit. It's not exactly coming through as clearly as it should be, but that is sextiling Venus. So you need to listen to your intuitive thinking, because it is then squaring Pluto. So the change is not going to be something that's going to be easily made. It is going to be, you have to overcome it, basically. You have to overcome it in order to move forward, but it is there for you if you soulfully are ready to overcome it and move forward and get out of denial of yourself, because only you can be in the way of yourself right now. Now, challenges, you have a T-square of Mars, Uranus, and the North Node. So your passion, your action, your aggression, your fire, even your sexual energy is in question with your Uranus. Independence, individuality, your uniqueness, and freedom. Speaking to the North Node about something you need to learn from the past in order to move forward. Because if you're not moving forward, it's going to make that stay a challenging action instead of a positive action. And Neptune is squaring Saturn all week long. So your magic is fighting the rules, walls, and boundaries that you had in place that are not working. I love you. You can move forward. You just have to be willing to try and overcome stuff that you don't realize you need to. I love you. Hugs and kisses, everybody. Bye.